What's up, Giants fans? Tom here from 1925, the New York Giants podcast, back at it here with another New York Giants video. And I want to talk about Dennard Wilson and what this hire means for Big Blue at defensive coordinator. So obviously we know he was the Titans DC for each of the past two seasons and had a lot more success in 2024 than 2025, statistically wise and talent wise. All in all, in 24 they gave up 311 yards per game and just 177 passing yards per game. Both were number two in the NFL, second best. They points per game, however, they gave up a lot of points. They were 30th that year. Total yards, they were second. And despite them struggling with points allowed that season, they showed strong schematic discipline. Jeffrey Simmons was able to get to the quarterback. He was able to get pressures. Their back line held stout. Roger McCreary, guys like that. But this past year in 2025, they were 28th in points per game, 21st in total yards, 15th in rushing, 23rd in passing. All of these numbers are better than what Shane Bowen's defense produced throughout this season. Now, I know a lot of you folks might be worried. Oh, another former Tennessee Titans defensive coordinator. I'm telling you, it's different this time around, and here's why. He has a connection with John Harbaugh. He was the Ravens DB's coach in 23, formerly to his role with the Titans. He contributed to safety Kyle Hamilton's All-Pro season. He connects a lot with the players, something you didn't really see with Shane Bowen. And the Ravens led the league in the 23 season, giving up just 16.5 points per game. They also had 60 sacks and 31 takeaways. He also has been credited with the development of some of the good Eagles defensive backs. He was their DB's coach in 22. He's also spent some time with the Rams and the Jets. He's just 43 years old. He is a Harbaugh disciple with extensive secondary experience, and he has 12 years of coaching defense, 9 years of coaching DBs. And his primary focus is, to improve both focal points of the defense, where Shane Bowen's specialty was supposed to be stop the run, and he was everything but that, or including that, I should say. And coverage use, I'm really emphatic with the amount of coverages he uses. In 2025, the coverage usage: cover 3, 30% of the time, cover 4, 22%, cover 1, 15%, cover 6, 13%, and cover 2, 11%. They only had a 19% man usage, but that was still the 24th highest in the NFL. So they were just inside the bottom third of the league in that category, and their blitz rate was 20.5%, 23rd in the NFL. But again, those blitz numbers were down because they did not have the proper personnel to rush the passer. They tried to play a little bit more conservative and use their front three or four to get to the quarterback. Again, Dennard Wilson, players coach, really, really good discipline. Defenses did not commit too many penalties, but they did give up some points. That's the only thing. I think it's definitely a significant upgrade over Shane Bowen. And from what I've been hearing from a lot of Titans fans, they are very bummed out that he is going to the Giants. And they blame a lot of what happened last year on their former head coach, Brian Callahan, and the offense, the inefficiencies of Cam Ward. So here we are, new DC, new special teams coordinator as well, Chris Horton, coming over from the Baltimore Ravens. He was their special teams coordinator the last two seasons. Horton will also serve reportedly as the assistant head coach. He's just 41 years old. He's been with Baltimore under Harbaugh since 2014, so he has over a decade with John Harbaugh. He was also a 2012 offseason member of the New York Giants, and it was interesting, right? The Ravens initially blocked the Giants from interviewing Horton, but once they hired Jesse Minter, they granted them permission, and that all changed. And outside of Graham Gano getting hurt, the kick coverage was a growing problem for the Giants last season under special teams coordinator Michael Gobriel. who spent the last 2 years coaching this group. He was not that good. Graham Gano and Jamie Gillen are signed through 2026. Gano likely gets cut. Casey Kreider is a UFA. I'd imagine they bring him back. I did see him quickly chatting with Harbaugh on social media. There was like a picture of them two before the introductory presser. And Horton has also done a good job producing all-pro level talent. Ravens punter Jordan Stout was a first-team all-pro this past year. Also, the Giants have linebacker Chris Board on their roster, who played for Horton under John Harbaugh. And you want to look at stats. The Ravens ranked top 10 in yards per punt returns of 20-plus yards, opponent yards per kick return touchdowns, and that's according to the Ravens bio page. Other assistant moves the Giants have made: Willie Taggart is the running backs coach, proven run game expertise, helped sustain Derrick Henry's dominance the last 2 seasons. Extensive history with the Harbaugh family as well. Ian O'Connor refers to him as a very good addition. 49 years old, has some college experience as well with FAU, Oregon, USF, Western Kentucky, and Stanford. Recruited by John and Jim Harbaugh, coached under Jack Harbaugh, their father at Kentucky, Jim Harbaugh at Stanford, and John Harbaugh in Baltimore. So he's been around the block. He's experienced, and hopefully Willie Taggart does some good things with Cam Skattebo and Tyrone Tracy heading into next season, because Skattebo can be like a mini version of Derrick Henry potentially. He does have that level of potential, I do think. Other news: the Giants promote Chad Hall to wide receivers coach. He originally was not reported as a person who was staying, but instead he gets a bit of a promotion. He went from assistant QB's coach with Big Blue last year. He will now be their wide receivers coach, and he has experience as a wide receivers coach. He was that same role with the Jags in 23 and 24, and with the Bills for 4 years from 19 to 22. So we'll see what Chad Hall can do with the likes of Malik Neighbors and hopefully Wan'Dale Robinson if he returns. Darius Slayton likely sticking around for another season as well. The big domino we're still waiting to fall, folks, is the offensive coordinator position. The Giants have been interviewing some people: Alex Tanney, former Giants quarterback, current Colts passing game coordinator; Jim Bob Cooter, current Colts offensive coordinator. Both those guys worked with Daniel Jones this past season. Davis Webb, the Broncos quarterback coach, former Giants draft pick back in 2017. Charlie Weiss Jr., the Ole Miss OC, who might be going to LSU with Lane Kiffin. We don't know where the heck he's going, but the Giants are interested in him as well, so he might be coming to East Rutherford. I don't know. Cliff Kingsbury has also been interviewed, the outgoing Commanders offensive coordinator. Nate Scheelhaas, the Rams passing game coordinator. T. Martin as well, the Ravens quarterbacks coach. There's a lot of names. The Giants obviously missed out on Todd Monken. He took the Browns head coaching job. I was a little surprised by that. I thought he was a shoo-in. But ultimately, if I had to pick from this list, I would like to see the Giants hire either Davis Webb or Jim Bob Cooter as their next offensive coordinator. I trust John Harbaugh. I trust the process in terms of hiring and assembling a productive staff for the 2026 season. And I'm sure Jackson Dart will have some part in this. Maybe Cam Skattebo, Malik Neighbors as well, at least offering their opinion. Even though they're young players, I do think they are the future of this team. Their opinions should be valued. Ultimately, Harbaugh and Joe Shane, John Mara have the final say. Folks, let me know what you think below of these recent coaching staff additions. Do you agree with my take on Dennard Wilson? Do you think he's going to be a solid defensive coordinator? Do you think Tennessee held him back? I'm interested to hear what you think in the comments section below. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook at 1925 The New York Giants Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at 1925 Podcast Big Blue.